welcome to the 2022 NCAA Division III Field Hockey Championships at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium here in Glassboro, New Jersey. Today's second round game features the captains of Christopher Newport University versus the profs of Rowan University.
Welcome live on the campus of Rowan University here in Coach Richard Wacker Stadium as the Rowan field hockey team will be taking on Christopher Newport here in the NCAA Championship, the Sweet 16, the number 3 ranked Rowan Profs versus the number 16 ranked Christopher Newport Captains. Hello everybody and welcome in here on Rowan Athletics. Kyle Guno joined alongside Kyle Hoos. And Kyle, I don't know about you, but I am very excited for this tournament in general. It's a lot of great competition between these two teams, but the Rowan Profs, number 3 team in the nation, get to host here in this tournament and then continuing on. They're hosting throughout the rest of the tournament. It's going to be very exciting, but this Christopher Newport team, they're not to be taken lightly. They're a very good team as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome having the NCAA here hosting at Glassboro, at Rowan University, and having the Profs represent and defend their home turf. It's going to be a really good battle, tight in the trenches. I could see it like the last game that they played against TCNJ. So it's just an awesome time being here on this beautiful Saturday in November, and looking forward to some good goals.
It's a beautiful day here, Kyle. I mean, it's really sunny out. It's a little bit earlier than we normally start here in Glassboro, but we're always prepared. But this Profs team, number 3 in the nation, only have 1 loss on the year. That's against the Salisbury Seagulls, who, again, they could face in this tournament. Salisbury's the number 1 team in the nation. Again, that would be a very exciting battle. 1 loss on the year. It comes here at home. But Christopher Newport, they're 15-5 on the year as well, so they have a very good record. Profs are 9-1 here at home, coming in with a 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Christopher Newport, they won their last matchup in the first round of this tournament to get here. Christopher Newport did not win their conference. They play in the coast-to-coast conference, which is the same division as Salisbury, and Salisbury beat them twice on the year, once to seal the deal to get into the tournament as well. So Christopher Newport got here at the at-large bid, and they proved effective. They beat Cabrini in the first round and are going to play against this Profs team here in the second round. I mean, what can we expect from this matchup, Kyle? We know the Profs team is a high-scoring offense. Their defense is also really good, but Christopher Newport's defense, they're exceptionally well as well. They only have allowed 16 goals on the year, so it could come down to the battle of defenses today.
Yeah, I mean, both teams' defense seems like their strength. I mean, obviously we know Abby Hainsworth in goal has been a great goalie for the Profs all year long, but this could be a low-scoring game like we saw the past couple playoff games for the Profs, especially in the NJAC, wasn't a breeze. They could not just come in here, score 9 goals, and walk away. Montclair, they had a little bit with their way, but TCNJ was a very tight game that came down through a penalty shot. So it's going to be a battle of the trenches, a battle of the defense. Look for the outsiders to really work that sideline and really rely on the corner shots.
Like you said, Kyle, we have seen a lot of high-scoring offense from this Rowan's Profs team, but when they faced against TCNJ, they held them down to the wire. You said that in that third quarter, Julia Patron, well, I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout the entirety of the broadcast, but that was the difference maker right there on the penalty stroke, and she was able to net it through. But this Profs team, they're 2 goals away from scoring 100 on the year. I mean, that's an incredible stat. They've allowed 19 goals on the year, but again, this Christopher Newport team have only scored 68 goals, but again, they've only allowed 16. So although Profs have outscored them by a large margin, the defenses have both been pretty strong. So I think it's going to come down to the defenses today as well, because in the NCAA tournament, anything can happen. You can see players really get involved, and this Profs team, they have a lot of experience in the NCAA tournament. Last year, they made it all the way to the Final Four. What do you think it's going to take for them to get back there again?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, Christina Castagnola, Julia Patron, Vanessa DiDonato, Bridget Guinan, they have so many role players on this team, so many great depth players as well. Like we kind of always talk about every broadcast, they have their big starters, and they have such great underclassmen that are able to come in, step in right away. Tess Herman's also been great for them, and we're going to see if that depth is going to be getting a lot of playing time today. You know, Christina Castagnola has kind of not been quiet, but she hasn't had her high goal standard as she obviously leads the Profs in points. So let's see if Vanessa DiDonato continues her streak of high-scoring goals and points and assists, or if Julia Patron kind of runs away with this.
That sounds great, Kyle. We're about to take a quick step off so we can honor America with our national anthem, introduce starting lineups, and then we'll get things going here in Glassboro with the start of Rowan Field Hockey versus Christopher Newport.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rowan University, the NCAA, promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation by supporting the student athletes.
It is NCAA championship time here in Glassboro, New Jersey, where the number 3 ranked Rowan Field Hockey team will be taking on the number 16th ranked Christopher Newport again here in Glassboro, New Jersey. It's the Sweet 16 Caraguno alongside Kyle, who will be returned after the break as we honored America with the playing of our national anthem. And Kyle, we talked about it in our open. This is going to be a really exciting matchup. We have 2 high-scoring offensive teams for the Profs here. They have so many weapons, but again, Christopher Newport is coming in. They've been playing a lot of nationally ranked teams. They play in the same conference, the coast-to-coast conference, as Salisbury, the number 1 team in the nation. So they're used to playing at that high-level offensive stride, which we know the Profs, they play it throughout the entirety of the year. So again, this could come down to the wire. And in the NCAA tournament, who knows what could happen? We know this Profs team has the experience, but again, we'll see if that plays a factor. I think it's going to play a factor in this game, but our Profs, they're ready, excited to go. The last time they played, though, was on last Saturday, where they sealed the deal with the NJAC championship, like we talked about in the open. So they haven't played in a while. Christopher Newport coming off their victory in the first round against Carina, so we'll see maybe if that has a factor as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be coming down to the wire. Let's kind of see how these Profs roll out today. Are they going to have a high-flying swing offense really early? Are they going to just continue to swarm the ball on every play? Are they going to kind of stay conservative, feel out Christopher Newport, try to understand what type of scheme they're doing? Like you said, it's two great defenses that we're playing today. Obviously, Profs are really, really solid on offense.
Oh, yeah.
But Christopher Newport is also a above average, good starting offense. Clearly has helped them get to this point. So it's going to be a really good battle. I expect a lot of sideline action today.
For these Rowan Profs, some of their high flyers that we can expect probably to get a lot of action today. Julia Patron, 24 goals on the year, 10 assists, along with Christina Castagnolo, the one we highlighted as well, veteran leader. She's got 18 goals on the year and 9 assists to go along with that. Vanessa DiDonato, she's been on a hot pace as well. Abby Asuncion as well, Emma Luge, and Marcela Sabar, the highest scorer, 11 goals, 9 goals, and 8 goals respectively for the Christopher Newport's captains, as we are underway here in Glassboro of the NCAA Sweet 16 between the Profs of Rowan and the captains of Christopher Newport. And Rowan in their brown and gold uniforms, Christopher Newport white uniforms with the blue numbering. We'll take a look at the starting lineups as we are once again just underway. Lainey Pratzner, the defensive mid and midfielder for Christopher Newport. Morgan Arthur as well, midfielder Vivian Pope. Brooke Billheimer, the defensive player for the captains. Alexis Morales, along with Chloe Thompson, Emma Luge, Katie Abinchain, Marcela Saba, Lily Kerr in net, and Abby Asuncion to round out the starting lineups. And Carrie Moore, her 20th year at the helm of the captain's squad. A little bit of back and forth play here early on as we go through the Rowan starting lineups. It's Sydney Pavlishin, Liz Fox, Christina Castagnolo, Melissa Donaldson, a key member of the back line for Rowan, Bridget Guinan, Rachel Stone, Tess Herman, Vanessa DiDonato, Julia Cavicchio, Julia Patron, and Annette Abby Hainsworth for the Rowan Profs.
Like as we see here, it's a good battle already, working that sideline, a lot of back and forth that it's going to be. Doesn't seem like Rowan swarming to the ball too much, but they're at least staying in front and on top.
That was Cavicchio who played it across. Fox leads the team with 11 assists. She sends it up the field. Again, a lot of sideline play. Nothing really early on. You got to think, Kyle, that maybe this opening 15 is just about maybe feeling each other out, seeing what's going on, maybe seeing how the defense reacts to here and there. Because we know once this prop team likes to score, they score in bunches. Once they get off to that rapid pace, it seems like nobody can stop them. Castagnola tried to feed it into Patron in the circle. Again, trying to feed that hot hand, but a foul is called, so it's going to be a free hit that will go in favor of the captains.
I mean, as we see here, they're working solidly. Obviously, it's very, very still early on. Both teams have a foul currently. But we see it's pushing right now for the captains.
Emma Logue sends it up ahead into the circle. A couple of Profs swarm the flick inside, and Hainsworth will watch that one go out of play. So again, a little mistake there from the Profs. They allow a ball into the attacking area, but again, their defense just stands strong. Once you get into the circle, the Profs team loves to swarm, and they're gonna attack on all cylinders and crash inside that circle. Pass sent ahead. Pavlishin was giving it a chase, the freshman standout on the squad, along with Tess Herman and Jack Rookie of the Year for the New Jersey Athletic Conference. Tess Herman really has exploded on the scene as of late, but Sydney Pavlishin up top. She got a couple of really good looks in that TCNJ game, nothing to show for it. But again, if that's somebody they can get involved along with Patron up top for the Profs, those are some heavy hitters at the top of their line.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of just a standstill, kind of just stare down right now. Not a whole lot of action. Everything kind of staying around midfield. Not really fast breaks yet, which is not unusual, but normally the Profs really try to get that heavy lead early on, take multiple shots on goal. So, you know, obviously this is a very good defense, so they're going to be seeing some action.
Christopher Newport inching towards the circle, but Cavicchio has played a key part in the defense all year. She's able to wipe it away, along with Stone, who comes over to help. They give it right back. This is Morales making a couple moves, beats 3 defenders into the circle. Loose ball, and it looks like it's going to be a foul against the captains right there. So now we can see the captains are breaking down a couple of lines here and there for Rowan, but it's going to be a free hit, and they have a chance to get some good field position here. Cavicchio will play it back. Donaldson slices it through and sends it out of play. Melissa Donaldson, another senior, a key part of that back line for Rowan. She's done a really good job all year. Now here comes Patron. Patron had the game-winning goal in the NJAC championship. She sends it ahead to Donaldson.
We're seeing some momentum now, but like I said, a lot of it's staying around the midfield. Not a whole lot of deep territory. We saw the captains kind of have some activity near Abby Hainsworth, but not a whole lot of clear lanes to play and shoot.
This props team also averages 4.90 goals per game, so just under 5 goals per game. They take around almost 24 shots per game, so it's going to be very exciting. It could go down to the wire. We know this props team loves to rapid fire shoot, but again, the defenses of Christopher Newport has been stout all season long. They only lost 2-0 to Salisbury, the #1 team in the nation, with the props only lost to by 1 goal as well. And the second time those two teams facing Christopher Newport and Salisbury, the captains only lost by 1. It was a 1-0 game. So now we know what this defense for Christopher Newport is capable of.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be kind of like the TCNJ game, a long stretch of just kind of a battle in the trenches. It's going to take a while to see some shots on goals and some clear action, but that was a great play by the Props. It's taken away again.
Christopher Newport inching towards the circle here into the corner. And that was Abby Assumption, the senior attacker out of Virginia. It looks like she'll get called for the foul here. So now we know that the Props are not allowing players to get into the circle, but they're playing a different approach, I guess, on the defensive end. Now with 9 minutes and 18 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Last couple minutes or so, it's been in the captain's territory as well.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like more activity. Normally, Rowan is on the opposite side of early on, but, you know, this is just a good defense that they're going to be playing against, and you're kind of seeing some lanes open, but like I said, it's still not any shots on goal, really, that are important. Not a lot of lanes are open. It's just kind of a give me and give back type of ball game right here.
A loose ball, loose Fox had it for a second. It looked like took a high bounce on her, and then it goes out of play. This is the 22nd all-time appearance for the Props in the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, it's the 11th time in program history that the captains have gone in this tournament, and they'll have a shot here on a penalty corner opportunity. Could be trouble. We know what this defense is capable of, but again, penalty corners, these are the best looks on these set pieces that you're going to especially with these two teams defensively who are so strong. A little mistake like that could be costly.
Yeah, hopefully this back line can really sprint in fast enough as soon as the ball gets out there to add some extra defenders, because this could get risky very soon.
Captains get ready to send it in. It's up top. A feed behind the back. There's a shot. Slices off the post. Still loose. Hainsworth. Again, it is loose, but
wow.
That was a close look, Kyle. And it looks like captains are going to do it again.
Yeah, having it bounce off the goal is pretty lucky there. I mean, Abby Hainsworth, as we know, she allows around 1 goal a game, really averages less than 1 goal a game, and that was just inches away from a captain's goal to start off and set the tone.
They'll do it again. This time they'll go out to the wing. Sawball dumps it off. Another save. Hainsworth. A bin chain. Had it for a second, still loose into the circle, and it will go against captains there. Hainsworth, what a stop there. She has allowed 16 goals on the year, 59 now saves on the year, and 123 shots faced total on the year. She's got a .784 save percentage as well, so there's not much that's getting past the wall of Hainsworth and net.
Yeah, I mean, she's been playing outstanding this year. I mean, she has all the accolades and awards and everything that really proves her play, but I don't think people really understand the way that she's averaging less than a goal a game is insane.
Emily Evans, one of the 3 subs off the bench for the captains, had it for a second. Ball still is loose into the net. Madison Steele was streaking in front. And it's saved by Hainsworth once again. Hainsworth, it looks like, Kyle, that she's facing more shots than she's used to. I mean, Hainsworth is a really good keeper, but in the NJAC, in that conference, and the other out-of-conference games, Hainsworth wasn't really tested. She did get all NJAC honorable mention, but she didn't have so many saves, only 58 saves coming into the day, because she didn't face a lot of shots. And now it's really could be any game in the tournament. We know these teams are playing at this elite level, so Hainsworth, she's seeing a lot more shots than she's used to, especially so early on.
Yeah, I mean, normally we we are used to the Rowan Profs basically dominating most of the teams that they play. I mean, clearly the record shows it, but I mean, 4 shots, 3 of them on goal already is some higher volume than she's used to, but I'm sure Michelle Andre and the squad has her practicing well with tons of shots, so she's prepared and she's been playing pretty well. Obviously no goals in yet, still 0-0 with 6:30 left on the clock.
The only thing that does stand out is the Profs haven't gotten a shot off yet, Kyle. That's the staggering motion that we see right now. Profs haven't really had any looks, but they can have one here. Take away, Rachel Stone getting in the mix, and Stone will draw the contact, so it'll be a free hit for the Profs. 4 shots, like you said, Kyle, 3 of which have been on goal. Castagnola takes a hack. Ball's loose, trickling out, shoveled. And a whistle will be blown, so now it's going to be a corner for the Profs, but Castagnola, she was winding up, had a really deadly hack there, but Lily Kerr, the freshman keeper for the captain, she's going to be put to the test again.
Well, hopefully the momentum starts swinging the Profs way. They had a couple shutouts from Abby Hainsworth before. She was playing good, gets them the penalty shot now, so or the corner, so hopefully that this can kind of swing the momentum, at least keep the ball here.
Liz Fox, she'll send it in. She leads the team with 11 assists, also leads the conference with 11 assists on the year, but of course out of conference play right now. So Fox gets ready. Fox. Cavicchio beyond the circle. Cavicchio dumps it off. Castagnola winds up, and it's scored! The Profs get on the board first here in Glassboro. What a shot from the Profs. Christina Castagnola, how about that? For the Profs.
Here we go. I mean, she's starting off hot today. Last couple games, it's not that she's been quiet, but she got a lot of double team. But she has that strike that is so dangerous, that is so lethal. When she winds back and swings her stick, it is almost game over every time. Great job by Christina Castagnola. Great job by the corner from Liz Fox. Overall, momentum is swinging in the Profs' way. 1-0.
Cavicchio gets the assist on the year. That's her 7th assist. And Castagnola, 19th goal of the year. Christina Castagnola, 2-time NJAC midfielder of the year. She's an All-American for the Profs, 4-time All-First-Team selection for the New Jersey Athletic Conference. She's the team leader in points. I mean, can she get any more awards? Christina Castagnola, well-deserved at her time at Rowan. And she had the game winner, not this year, but last year against Kane for their opportunity. But Castagnola, she's been here before. She was a D1 transfer out of Penn State, eventually coming here for Rowan, and she's really made Glassboro her home. Yeah. South Jersey native, and she's lived up to her expectations. But now we have a chance for the captains to tie it. They have a chance on a corner of their own. We know how dangerous these corner opportunities. It's going to be the 3rd corner of the day for Christopher Newport.
Yeah, we shall see. Like I said, Abby Hainsworth and squad were shutting them out pretty well before, so hopefully they can shut them out one more time.
Sent in up top the circle, a shot is deflected and batted down. Marcela Saba, she feeds it out to the wing, a backhanded hack, and Castagnola getting down and dirty on the defensive end right there, but almost gives it right back. Madison Steele swings it out, still into the circle, and Alexis Morales looks like she'll get whistled for a foul there, but it goes right back. Delaney Noor now, another attacker in for the captain. She tries to shovel it through, and then again it'll be cleared out by Liz Fox.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're still seeing a lot of shots on goal early for the Profs, but they're holding well. They're standing tall, trusting their players.
4:55 to go in this opening quarter of the NCAA Sweet 16 NJAC opponents for Profs. Their NJAC opponent, TCNJ, won their first round game as well. So again, both of these conference, Coast to Coast Conference and the NJAC Conference, very, very good conferences known in the field hockey world as well. So it could come down to those 2 teams. Of course, a lot more teams still in it so far in the year, but Rowan gets on the board first with their goal. Christina Castagnola, her 19th of the year off the penalty corner. Christopher Newport looks to attack and level it up. And again, they'll draw a foul. So Rowan fouling inside that circle, Kyle. Sooner or later, you got to think that the captains are going to want to make them pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, the corners are so lethal in this game, and it's like they're playing defense well. Everything's working, but you got to be smarter with these fouls that are inside. You know the corner shots are going to be coming. Yes, their defense great. Yes, Abby Hainsworth, but it's only 1-0. It's not like it's 6-3 or 6-1. So they got to play smarter in the box and really got to stand tall here and try to swing the momentum to at least get better field position.
4:18 to go. Sent in up top the circle, shovel pass, and Castagnola. Great stop there. This is a good transition game for Rowan. Pavlishin's all by himself. Pavlishin makes a nice move and an even better stop from Christopher Newport. Their defense, Brooke Billheimer, defensive sophomore. What a play. She just saved the goal right there. Pavlishin was all by herself. She just had Kerr to beat. What a huge stop for the captains.
Yeah, I understand what she was trying to do. Once she's ahead of everyone, you only got one man to miss, and she shows the hesitation pull to the left, but it's too long, and she's not able. But it was a great job by the defender there, and hopefully it's going to stay Prof's ball here, and now going to switch to the other side. But overall, that was a good sequence, and love the attempts.
The Profs that all started on defense for them, again, they get a takeaway. Patron tried to split a pair right there. It's going to be a long corner here. Patron, she's somebody who leads a team and leads the conference, making a couple people miss. Patron into the circle, and she'll get called for a foul right there. So now we see defense turning into offense for Rowan. They've had the ball on their attacking third for the last couple minutes, so as we are under 3 minutes in this opening quarter.
Yeah, I mean, now we see Patron fighting for this ball. I mean, she's one of the most lethal ball players in all of the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and probably in this tournament.
Castagnola takes a huge hack, dribble, still out loose. Patron shuttles, and a stop there. Again from Kerr. Now we see the Profs are rifling off, and they've got 5 shots on the day as well. This Profs team, once they start to feel it, there's pretty much no stopping them as well.
I mean, as we talked about many times before, this team is not greedy. They have so many good strikers and people that are able to shoot. Even the defensive players like Julia Caviccio has multiple goals on this season. So here we see Castagnola about to strike.
Castagnola again. And Kerr, she has to bat that down. It's going to be another long corner for Rowan now. Castagnola, she's got too much room to work with right there. She gets a little bit of space, and she's able to fire it off on a lot of cylinders. So now captains have got to adjust here. On the far side, Guinan was into the circle for a second, and it gets cleared away by the captains. They can have some transition, but Rowan does have numbers here. Streaking down the field on the far side. Captains looking to push the pace. Pass into the circle, and that will go out of play.
Just to even talk about it, back to Christina Castagnola, besides that her strike is so deadly, she's able to really lean on her side and swing back her stick and really deliver a strike. So she doesn't need a whole lot of room. So when you give her that much room, shots are eventually going to land, especially the higher ones.
Again, Christina Castagnola just has so much experience leading this Profs team, and she was kind of cold for a while as Hainsworth makes another save. Hainsworth, 4 saves on the day so far. Midfield the other year, we've seen her get involved. Obviously, defensively, she's had some huge plays, and offensively, she's really so far been the catalyst for Rowan. This is a bin chain, the leading scorer. A couple leading scorers there. Abby Asuncion as well. Those are the 2 that captains want to get involved, as well as Emma Logue. This is Vanessa Di Donato. She's got 4 goals in a game earlier on the year. Patron off the free hit. Patron tries to break it through a couple of lines there, and it's going to be a takeaway. Captains look to play it ahead, and there's nobody home, so we'll go out of play with now less than around 10 seconds to go here in this opening quarter. Donaldson, 5 seconds to go, and that will just about do it here in this opening quarter of action, where the Rowan Profs have a 1-0 lead over the Christopher Newport captains here in the NCAA Field Hockey Sweet 16. Kyle, Rowan scores. They get on the board first off of a penalty corner. How much is that going to be a momentum booster?
I mean, this is helping them already. You know you're up 1-0. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot for the Profs. They want to be up 8-0 before they really start getting creative here, but at least at the lead now. Trust your defense. Julia Caviccio, Abby Hainsworth, even Christina Castagnola is getting down and dirty and defending her turf, so they're doing pretty solid. We're going to have to see if they can get a couple more of those shots on goal, and we know they have 5 now, but some of them are eventually going to land. So as long as they keep the upper field position, they should be okay.
We will take a quick step off and return for more NCAA Championship field hockey action here on Rowan Athletics. Back here on Rowan Athletics, Caraguno joined alongside Kyle Hoos for the second quarter of action between the number 3 ranked Rowan Profs and the number 16th ranked Christopher Newport captains here in Glassboro, New Jersey. This is the NCAA Championship Sweet 16, the winner to advance to the Elite 8 to play again here tomorrow. And so far, Rowan, I wouldn't say they're dominating, Kyle, but they have a 1-goal lead. Christina Casagnola on the corner. Julia Caviccio fed it to her. It was a beautiful design there. Liz Fox sent it in. Again, it was a team effort for Rowan. The later part of that first quarter, it was all Rowan. They kind of ramped up the shots, 6 on the day, but Christopher Newport, 5 shots on the day as well, but they have not found the way to the back of the net. Hainsworth's been put to the test, but she's made 4 saves so far.
Yeah, I mean, they're working really well on each other right now. They both have strength and defense that are going off of each other, but we saw Rowan kind of pick it up with that little series of multiple shots on goal, obviously one of them landing. So we're going to see if they're going to still try to keep this pedal to the floor type defense.
Christopher Newport, that was only the 17th goal that they have allowed the entirety of the year, but in order to get here to face Rowan, they beat Cabrini 3-1 in the first round. They scored in the first quarter of that game. Steele eventually got it. Madison Steele scored for Rowan, and then eventually it was tied. Cabrini came back and tied it, and then they scored 2 straight. And Marcela Saba had a goal as well. And Katie Abinchain, they each had the goals to eventually give Christopher Newport the win, 3-1. So they're coming off of a strong performance against Cabrini in the second half, where they had a really good second half, but Rowan hasn't played again since they had the first round bye. So this is their first play in the playoffs in NCAA. So again, Christopher Newport is coming off of a game just a couple of days ago. Rowan has had some more time off, but it doesn't seem like they've been playing at that level already, getting off to a very strong start. Yeah,
I mean, it helps their players get well rested. I mean, obviously here we're going to see Donato coming in. Oh.
D. Donato with a big hit. Brooke Billheimer, she took one off there, and patrolling, battling into the circle. So she'll get another penalty corner full of props. We know what they were able to do last time. This Christopher Newport defense, Kyle, they are aggressive. We've seen them take a couple of huge jobs. Brooke Billheimer, the sophomore defenseman, she's made really good stops. In the opening quarter, she had a huge game-saving stop. Pavlishin had a wide-open net. And this defense, they're going to have to play at this elite level. Again, they'll be tested on this penalty corner that Fox will get ready to deliver.
Liz Fox has been so great at assisting these in, so this could be the one.
Fox, Caviccio again up top, shovels it out wide, and nobody was home for Rowan. Maybe miscommunication there. Kyle Casagnola and Patrona were on that far side. Kyle looked at each other for a second, and that's an opportunity wasted by Rowan.
Yeah, it looked like she hesitated there too much and then just kind of shoveled it away, and was, you know, you're so used to Christina Casagnola being all over that, and I guess a little miscommunication there. But at least the ball will look like it will stay down there.
DiDonato had it, and it's going to be a foul on the Profs. But in this tournament, in NCAAs, you have to make the most of every opportunity because they're not going to come so frequently. The play is at a completely high, a different level for both of these teams. And these teams haven't faced each other since 2011, Kyle. So it's been a long time coming. Of course, they don't play in the same conference, but both obviously nationally ranked teams. And Rowan 3-0 all time against Christopher Newport, but obviously completely different programs, different coaches, each in there for, especially for the profs and Michelle Andre, what she's able to do to just completely transform this Rowan program. Also something to be known, and Hainsworth makes another stop. Hainsworth on the far side post. A great job reading that shot.
Yeah, I mean,
she's racking them up.
She's been so impressive all year, and even this is kind of like the first time we're really seeing her get tested with a lot of these shots early on, and she's always ready for them.
Only one loss on the year for Rowan, 19-1. And to your point, Kyle, this is the most shots, especially in the first half. There's under 12 minutes to go in this second quarter of action, and Hainsworth has already made 5 saves. We're not used to her. I don't think she's used to that as well either, but proving that she is used to facing this elite play. She's used to playing at this high level, and this is why she's been here before. She's the senior leader on the squad, one of the couple captains on this team, and she's proven effective, and her defense can lead to offense for the props. This is DiDonato all the way in front, makes a nice move, but Kerr is there to able to flush it out of the circle. So both keepers are showing off here.
A little bit of a reset, but you got to finish these sequences. They're getting really good pushes into the goal, getting past a lot of the players, and it just kind of seems like they can never really finish that last shot, whether it's the goalie getting on top of it or just a miscommunication.
Cavicchio with a stop on the defensive end. And now a pass ahead intended for Amber Powell, the one sub off the bench for Rowan. We've seen them now Powell into the game. We've seen 3 subs come off the bench for Christopher Newport. Again, Cavicchio's there, key member of the Rowan's defense. Now they can look to push. DiDonato plays it to the back. Patron into the circle. She takes a hack. DiDonato was there. Kerr made the stop, and now it's sent out of the circle.
I mean, that was a great attempt. I like that little back pass to Patron, and she was trying to rifle it in, and she just ended up taking a shot. You know, we got to shout out the CNU goalie. I mean, Liz Kerr's been playing pretty well with these shots. These are some heavy hitters in at least the NCAA conference who are taking a lot of these goals.
And Kerr has allowed now 10 goals on the year, with the one coming today, a 58 goals against average. So she's almost allowing a half a goal per game, which is astounding. Coming into the day, she had 51 saves, now has 54 on the year. She has an .850 save percentage as well. So Lily Kerr, the freshman keeper, going against Abby Hainsworth, the senior keeper, both of them have played really, really strong so far today. But of course, Kerr has the one goal that she has allowed, as DiDonato took a big hit right there. This could be a transition game for Christopher Newport.
You see sequence down here, some stick handling.
Emily Evans, she'll draw the contact now. It's going to be another corner for the captains. They're first of the second quarter and 5th overall. They've really had a lot of corners. Rowan doesn't give up this many corners. They don't make, I guess, mistakes or fouls, obviously, into the circle. But Christopher Newport, they have the advantage. Only 2 corners on the day for Rowan. They were able to score off of one of them. Now this is going to be the 5th corner of the day for the captains. Up top for Sunshin. Feeds it down low. And it looks like captains will foul again, so Rowan holds strong defensively once more.
They keep getting these fast breaks with these players, and you're waiting for one of them to be a complete sequence and make something happen. It looks like we could get some action here down low.
Pavlishin settles it into the circle. A nice pass ahead, almost on the give and go. Kerr makes a diving stop, but a foul into the circle. Kerr read that one beautifully. There was give and go between a couple of the props. Pavlichin again had a really good look. And now back-to-back corners for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, Rowan really needs to get this goal here if they want to really start pushing the boundaries and staying a little bit more comfortable. I mean, as we see, it's only still around 5-5 on goal, but it's going to be interesting here. Liz Fox is so good at this, they just can't have another miscommunication like last time.
Fox gets ready on the corner from the far side. Fox. Castagnola. Right back to Fox, and she did not miss by much. That was a great set piece design from props. The give and go right back to Fox. She's got to get in the mix, so why not take a hack there? That's a really good play design from the props, and obviously Christopher Newport wasn't really expecting it, but it goes out wide just to the left.
They got to keep that creative mindset and scheme around these corner shots and take advantage when they actually get them.
Another for Christopher Newport, captain, shrieking forward. And the props defense holding strong. Madison Steele trying to get into the circle.
Doesn't sound like the fans here really agree with that call.
It's going to be another corner opportunity. This is the most corners I think we've seen throughout our time here for both teams. It's been evenly almost matched corners. Obviously, Christopher Newport has had more, but the officials are calling it both sides. If you foul into the circle, they're going to give you a chance. And Christopher Newport yet to capitalize on the corners. Huge hack there that goes out wide. Marcela Saba, the senior midfielder, just played it out to a little. To Hainsworth's right, our left up here. They're going to say it's a long corner that it went out of. Rowan laughed, but it looked like that was all Christopher Newport right there.
So now we have Rowan taking possession. They gotta just stay at least on offense instead of this rushing back, trying to stay on defense. They haven't really had enough time. It feels like every time they get the ball on offense, it's one shot, if anything, and then it's gone. It's completely back to the other side. So they need to kind of win the field position here.
Castagnola off the takeaway, trying to feed it forward, and Brooke Billheimer again is there for the stop. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go in this second quarter. It's a 1-0 lead for the Rowan Profs here in the NCAA Championships, the Sweet 16 round. Pratzner tries to feed it to Steele. And it's going to go against captains there, so Castagnola will slice it through on the pass, but it's taken away by Chloe Thompson. Thompson battling Patron. Patron will get the free hit. Patron now takes a hack, and it goes out wide to the right.
Rowan Patron kind of takes her shots more in like that middle right in front of the goalie. So I understand they're all kind of shot hungry. They all want to kind of just get that second goal to really give them the margin, but you kind of got to set it up more.
Patron, she's 11th in the country, Kyle, in points per game with 2.90 points per game. So Patron's been feeling it as of late, but has not scored yet. It's been Christina Castagnola so far in this one. Tess Herman, it looks like, took a fall there. The NJAC Rookie of the Year. This is Castagnola. Castagnola shovels it through into traffic into the circle. And it's going to be another foul against the captains. Rowan will have a chance, their fourth corner of the day.
So here we go, setting up the corner. We've seen Julia Caviccio had a miscommunication earlier. We've seen Liz Fox try to rifle it in. We've seen Castagnola also try to rifle it in. So we've seen a couple of these different looks and different players. What are they going to do this time to try to make it? Do they get it to Patron finally to get a shot in front?
Again, Fox gets ready. There's so many weapons on this props team that you can really unload to now with 6 minutes and 1 second to go in this first half. Fox. A shot from Caviccio goes out wide. Fox is there to shovel it in. Patron, loose ball, Kerr. Another stop. Kind of making something out of nothing with the props on that last attempt. But Kerr has really, really held strong. These keepers, Kerr's made 3 saves on the day, 9 shots faced. Hainsworth made 5 saves on 7 shots. It really could come back to the defense, but Rowan gets on the board first in that first quarter, and they're still hungry. So far, 9 shots compared to the captain's 7.
Well, here we go. Offense is still moving, working on this corner. There's a shot there, or more like a pass, and it's taken away.
Rachel Stone trying to get in the mix there, but it will be a free hit. 5:10 to go. Out wide for Pratzner. Lost it there. District for Newport on the year, 15-5. They do struggle away. They don't have as dominant of a record as away as they do home throughout the entirety of the year, which obviously could play a factor. They're 10-2 on their home turf and 5-3 away. And we know how much the Rowan Profs team loves to dominate here in Glassboro as well. So that obviously could play a factor with the home crowd and rowing hosting throughout the entirety of the tournament. Christopher Newport is not going to go down without a fight here. Ball sent in, the whiff, and a huge stop, a kick save from Hainsworth. Still loose into the circle. And it looks like Emily Evans will draw another corner.
I mean, that was an impressive just run up by Abby Hainsworth, finding the ball, trying to kick it out. Obviously, there ended up being a foul, but, you know, she's all over that ball. She's constantly tracking it, has her eyes on it, and it's just another great play. She's really having a show today.
Yeah, it's the Abby Hainsworth show so far, Kyle. Of course, you have the goal. Right now, it's only a 1-0 game, but Hainsworth, she's kept the Profs with the lead and in this game in general. Logue sends it in, and just out wide. Not by much there. Saba had a rifle, the senior out of Delaware. Almost evened it up right there.
Well, here we go, ball's going down. At least buys him some time when that goes out.
This Rowan team, I mean, they were ranked number 2 throughout the most of the year, and then they were finally moved up to number 1, and then they faced Salisbury here in Glassboro. That was under a minute to go. Salisbury got a goal in the back post. They snuck one through Hainsworth, a rare mistake from Hainsworth, and then Rowan was dropped from the number 1 ranking to the number 3 ranking, where they've seen throughout the entirety later middle part of the year, as we do have a prop down. Looks like that is Tess Herman. She gets up, the freshman back. I think she took a ball off.
The ankle, I couldn't tell if it was the ankle or to the side.
Training staff will come out, and she gets a word from Castagnola, but it looks like she'll be okay. At least she's able to get up on her will there, so she'll get an ovation from the crowd. And now it looks like Paige Yoakum, the freshman back out of Marlton, New Jersey, will be the sub off the bench for Rowan. If you can't get her back in, it's going to be a huge loss for Rowan, but you got to hope that she'll be okay. There's still a ton of game left to go. So again, our best wishes to Tess Herman for the Profs. After the reset, captains will play it out wide now. Pratzner trying to weave through, and Pratzner gets the call.
What a nice snag by the Profs.
Patron couldn't keep it in play, so Alexis Morales will take over. And Christopher Newport, it seems like their passes are kind of errant, Kyle. They're kind of going all over the place. Those passing lanes that Rowan is just able to get right in there. If Christopher Newport can just clean it up a little bit offensively, they've had plenty of looks on the corners. They've had 7 corners, nothing to show for it just yet. They're just giving away so many passes like we've seen on this play right there. It's takeaways from Rowan. They're able to transition into their offensive game.
Yeah, now we see a little bit of movement coming up here. I don't feel like the Profs are really doing that swarm to the ball. You're so used to seeing that there would be 3 girls in yellow swarming that ball. It seems like this defense giving them something.
Guinan, she'll take a strike. Ball is loose. And Pavlishin, she met it with her stick, could not control all the way. Goes out, sneaks to the wide of Carr. 2 4:18 to go in this first half. Rowan holding on to a 1-0 lead, looking for some more offensive support to close out this first half, and Christopher Newport is looking to get on the board and level the score. The pass across, Fox swoops in, and Fox and Evans were battling at midfield.
Going to be going back. Oh no, it's still a prop ball. Christina Castagnolo. Oh no, that's Liz Fox out there.
Fox trying to get in the mix as well. She's so key on that back line for Rowan. Offensively, we've seen her on those corners, and now here's Stone. Patron with a nice job settling it there. Gets it out wide. Pavlisha now slices it through. Guinan meets it. Patron's there. Into the circle, still loose. Pavlishin keeps it in play. Flicks it behind her back there. And it will be eventually cleared out by the captains. Nothing they can do there besides send it out of play.
It looks like Patron had that shot right there. I'm just waiting for her to just beam it in front. She's had a couple looks, but not many.
Goes off Rowan last, so it's going to be a hit now for the captains, and then batted down by Stone. Dumps it off to Castagnola. She fires it out wide. Guinan makes a nice move. Guinan strikes it through. Castagnola meets it. Castagnola on the backhand dribbles out, and it will go out of play.
I feel like Bridget Guinan's kind of like that unsung hero. I think I've said it before, but she can really do it all, and she's not at the top of every other number, but she still has a huge impact on this game.
Guinan's got 8 goals and 4 assists on the year, but one of those players who's been here time and time again, and just a key player in this Profs team. Another weapon that Profs have unloaded. The whistle will blow against the Profs there. I think Castagnola is wondering on the call, but it'll be a free hit with just about to do it at the end of this first half with now 2 seconds to go. That will wrap up the end of the first half here in Glassboro. The number 3 Profs have a 1-0 lead over the number 16th ranked Christopher Newport here in Glassboro, New Jersey for the NCAA Division III Field Hockey Championships here once again in Glassboro. Kyle, I mean, what were your main takeaways from the first half? A lot of looks for Christopher Newport, but nothing to show for it. Profs made the most of their corner opportunities. They got it off the corner in the first quarter. They had 10 shots to show for it, only 1 goal, but Christopher Newport, they've had 8 shots and nothing yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's very balanced as we look for 8 shots, Christopher Newport, 10, Rowan. It's interesting, you know, the corners are a really big factor in this game, and it's kind of surprising that Rowan hasn't been able to, you know, get any goals on them when they've been so good at them all year long. Liz Fox has really been truly what makes that special, but it's a pretty even game right now. Yes, it's 1-0 for the Profs, but, you know, it doesn't feel like that anyone's blowing the other side out. Clearly the score says that, but at least for field position and all that, it seems pretty balanced.
It's been a very close game, of course, what to be expected here in the tournament. Castagnola right now, as it's the difference maker so far, 19th goal on the year for the senior captain for the Profs, and the assist, Julie Caviccio gets involved as well, her 7th assist on the year. Rowan, 10 shots in the first half, 5 of which been on target. And for Christopher Newport, 8 shots, 6 of which have been on target. But the keepers, Abby Hainsworth for the Profs, 6 saves, 8 shots faced. And Lily Kerr, she's allowed the 1 goal, but she has made 3 saves in the 10 shots that she has been faced with. So the defenses are doing their job. Rowan right now has the edge at the end of the first half. We'll take a couple of minutes to step off and reset, and then we'll get you started with the second half of action here on Rowan Athletics. It's a 1-0 lead for Rowan Profs over the Christopher Newport captains here in Glassboro. We'll be back after the break. We are back here on Rowan Athletics. Caraguno joined alongside Kyle Hughes for the NCAA Field Hockey Championships. It's the Sweet 16 between the number 3 ranked Rowan Profs and the number 16 ranked Christopher Newport captains. And at the end of the first half, going into the second half, now Rowan has a 1-0 goal advantage over Christopher Newport. Christina Castagnola, the senior leader, the Division I transfer. She's been here time and time again. NJAC midfielder of the year, 2-time All-American. He keeps going for her. She right now has a difference maker. Her 19th goal of the year. But Christopher Newport, Kyle, they had 7 penalty corners, and they could not get off any goals. They had 8 shots, 6 of which on target. So both teams have had their opportunities. Rowan right now has the edge.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really balanced attack on offense and defense. I don't see Rowan swarming as much. I don't know if that's just a defensive scheme they're doing or just kind of the way the game is going. But Tess Herman, hopefully she's okay. That's a big loss right there. But, you know, this depth on the team has been really solid. And let's kind of see if they're able to add some more goals on both sides here, if it's just kind of going to be a defensive shutout.
Yeah, Tess Herman, she got hurt in the later part of that first half. It looks like she won't be returning right now. She's getting things checked out, but Rowan will play it off first in this second half as we are again underway in this second half. Now swarming across. You got to think that Christopher Newport's, they're going to be playing with an edge maybe in the second half. They had really good looks, which I think is a positive takeaway that you can take in Carrie Moore in her 20th year. She knows that those Rowan Profs, they don't give you many looks, but when they do, you have to make the most of them. And Christopher Newport wasn't able to capitalize, but now they're streaking up the field here. And Steele, she makes a nice move, spins across. She'll get her way into the circle. Steele, nobody was able to stop her, and then it eventually is sent out of play.
Yeah, I mean, this Christopher Newport, they're very fast. It seems like if the ball's on the other side of the field, it's very quickly recovered by them. We'll see defense here playing well.
Still loose. Cavicchio has to get it out of play. This is Guinan. Rowan has excelled in the transition game today. Now Vanessa DiDonato can't catch up to it. So now it will be a hit for Christopher Newport. Getting a deflection on it was Marcela Saba and DiDonato there. Now at midfield, it's going to be played across, and DiDonato gets tangled up there with a Sid chain. We're going to get some good looks here. Hopefully Rowan is able to send this ball deep. Cavicchio, she'll go the short rate now, and Fox, some nice passes for Rowan. Guinan, Castagnola on the opposite side. DiDonato lost the handle, and it's taken away. Saba. Marcela Saba. She'll feed it off. Morgan Arthur now. Arthur on the free hit. These fouls are getting dangerous with how close they are to the circle. And now a high stick, and the officials will get a free hit to Rowan now. Cavicchio looks like she'll get ready to take it away. She's really got to send this ball down. We've seen her do it countless times. There you go. That's exactly what they needed. Try to get this ball, good bounce, and look, that was perfect. Now the Profs are really rolling into enemy territory. Pavlishin, some nice stick work there. Pavlishin, she deflects it off of a captain into the circle. Went off of Billheimer. Pavlishin, the feed ahead to Guinan. Guinan into the circle. And another big stop, but not before Morales and captains get called for the foul. So it's going to be the first penalty corner of the second half for either squad, and the 5th overall for Rowan. Yeah, I mean, they really got to convert. I keep saying it over and over and over again, but these are so important. That's really going to kind of build this game. We see how strong this defense is. So when you have a chance to only be shooting against 4 players versus the whole team, you got to capitalize on it. So hopefully Liz Fox is able to draw up a good play here. Maybe Julia Patron finally gets her shot. Fox plays it across. Cavicchio hesitates. Cavicchio the deflection and a really good stop from Melizoti. Melizoti again coming in off the bench, looks like there. And it's taken away by Rowan. Guinan couldn't settle. Castagnola's there.
Ooh.
And it looks like there's going to be a whistle before the shot. And a green card will get awarded to Christina Castagnola. So she'll get a few minutes on the bench. And now Christopher Newport, they have the advantage.
That would have been a really sweet goal if that shot still stood. One of their best players is off, but next one up for Rowan. They've really got to stand tall here. And we know Christopher Newport's going to play super aggressive here, that they know that the leader here is on the bench.
They do have the advantage, of course, with Castagnola being out. 11:30 to go. But Rowan's defense is kind of held strong. A high stick.
Yeah, we hear some rumblings from the crowd. They are not loving these ref calls right now. Refs are calling a lot here on both sides. Been pretty fair.
Takeaway by the captains, and it goes right back. Sunshin trying to move quickly off the free hit, so again now it'll reset with 11 minutes on the clock. Vivian Pope sends it through. Now it's going to be another corner. This time goes for the captains, their 8th corner of the day so far. 8 shots on the day to match that, and 6 shots on target.
Feels like Rowan is like not thrown off, but really kind of just trying to figure out what scheme they're going to run. They kind of are just all over the place, and they need to get their groove back.
They're giving a lot of opportunities for Christopher Newport. Emma Logue dumps it across the Sunshin. Another pass inside into the circle. Hainsworth makes one stop, ball still loose. And then it will go against the captains right there. So the Props defense and Hainsworth do exactly what they need to do on that play. Good design by the captains, but an even better stop by Rowan.
Yeah, I mean, once Abby Hainsworth is on the ground, everyone kind of starts pulling their hair, hoping that nothing goes in, and they're able to hold them up top.
Key takeaway there from Donaldson, and then she gives it right back up. Sunshin, she feeds it ahead. This is Pope now. Pope trying to get past Caviccio. And it will go for a hit now with 10 minutes to go. The winner of this game will move on to the Elite 8, which will be placing and facing off against later tomorrow, and later today we'll have Tufts and Messiah doing battle here in Glassboro, and then the winner of those 2 games will face off again tomorrow.
We see them driving a little bit, but it just feels like Rowan hasn't really touched the ball much since the second half. There's 9 minutes and 25 seconds kind of left on the clock. They're still ticking, and Rowan doesn't really had many possessions so far.
A look from the captains, and Hainsworth meets Madison Steele. Hainsworth again, she does the splits in order to make the stop. And Hainsworth, when she is called upon, Kyle, she has just come up clutch again. This is probably the most action I'm sure she's seen throughout the entirety of the year. She's really getting put to the test here in this tournament. I know Rowan has played a lot on a couple of nationally ranked teams, but Hainsworth, this is probably one of the most rampant fire shots she's faced. As now Patron trying to control the ball. Patron, foul will go against her right there.
We're just all kind of waiting for that Julia Patron master class that she's putting on normally. She's coming off here.
So Patron gets a green card as well, Kyle.
This team needs to stand tall. Obviously, now you have 2 huge players out. They got to kind of figure it out. This is getting very risky for Rowan. Like we say, their depth is really solid, but, you know, the 2 players you have out are incredible.
Rowan beat John Hopkins in the beginning of the season, way back on September 10th. They were number 2 at the time, and then Rowan overtook them number 2 spot because they beat them 2-1. And then they also played, Kane University was a ranked team nationally as well, so they beat them once on the year as well. TCNJ, a very stout team, they beat them also in the tournament as well. Castagnola, she's back in the game, and it went off of DiDonato, it looked like. Lastly getting involved there, so Castagnola now back off the green card. Patron, she'll take a seat. So you said it, Kyle, the 2 biggest players for Rowan have spent some time on the bench getting with those green cards. So Rowan has to play down, but Christopher Newport wasn't able to capitalize on the first time.
Yeah, that though. Looks like
still loose, and finally it is cleared out, but Donaldson's right there to retrieve it. Donaldson off the deflection goes out of play. It's going to be another corner for Rowan.
Well, this is really big for them here, but, Abby Hainsworth, she's been playing out of her mind, but, how long can she really stand up tall for this team? She's giving them the most, so the Profs really need a goal here to kind of help comfort her limits of what she can do. So far, she's absolutely dominating on all the shots right now, but a 0-0 right now, or 0-1 is not a lot of breathing room for the Profs.
Profs have only allowed the most goals on the season was 3 against Salisbury. Other than that, only 2 goals. Other than that, every single other game has been 1 goal. So 17 games of the year when they've allowed goals have been only 1 score. But right now they have the 1-0 edge. Corner, Fox. Fox delivers it. Castagnola beyond the circle. Now Castagnola winds up, dribbles out wide. Kerr was out of range for a second. And Cavicchio will settle. Castagnola streaks back into the circle. Castagnola, now she's got 3 players keeping an eye on her. She's got some room to work with. Castagnola fights through, and the whistle will blow again. So now we see Christopher Newport. They're attacking on to Castagnola. They know what she's capable of.
Yeah.
They're pressuring her a ton more. And now they're going to have another chance again on the corner.
It's almost like they'd rather have the corner shot than have Castagnola have the ball in her hands. I mean, she's one of the best players where as soon as she gets the ball, she's able to just strike away. A lot of other players kind of look around, or they hesitate, or they look just for the pass. As soon as she gets the ball in her stick, boom, 1 second later, she's delivering a strike. And that's so important, and that's what they need to do again.
Fox. She gets ready to send it in. Fox. Castagnola straight on. Castagnola tallies it through once more. Christina Castagnola with her 2nd goal of the day. Her 20th of the year. Now the Profs lead it 2-0.
Yeah, just like what I was talking about. You got to deliver the strike. As soon as she got that assist in, boom, rifle into the upper net of the goal. Awesome job by them, and they're going to continue to roll here. 2-0, Rowan.
We're going to say that Vanessa DiDonato scored the last-second effort. Christina Castagnola, I guess, tallied it right to DiDonato. Either way, finishing it off. DiDonato, Castagnola. Castagnola gets the assist rather than that, but DiDonato, 16th goal of the year.
Yeah, I mean, she's really been cooking lately.
Exactly, Kyle. Coming off of a 4-goal performance in that Montclair State game, and then TCNJ, she did a really good job as well. So Castagnola, either way, she's getting involved, and now Rowan has the edge. You got to think if Christopher Newport's going to come back, they're going to have to make a huge play in the next couple of minutes or so to give themselves a chance.
This home Rowan crowd is really a big factor for this team. Being able to host this here in Glassboro and have all the families, fans, and students of the university come out has been big.
And now we see the official. It looks like they're giving out some cards. Again, they stop the play. Clock stops. Castagnola goes back to the bench. Looks like she gets another green card there. So Castagnola goes off again. It's getting a little dicey here. The officials are not having it. And again, a lot of fouls being called, so Christopher Newport will reset. Haven't seen a ton of them in this third quarter so far. Kyle only now 10 shots on the day. Rowan 12, halfway under their average throughout the entirety of the season. But again, now they extend their lead, and now you think they have a little bit of more of an edge now, playing with maybe a little bit more confidence now that they have the 2-goal lead. But again, a high-ranked team in Christopher Newport's not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, as we see, Christopher Newport's just kind of double-teaming any prof that has the ball. But, I mean, those green cards are, I mean, they haven't hurt him before, but you can only imagine that, you know, having your best player out is going to hurt.
Both sides not happy with the calls. Michelle Andre for the profs was not happy. The Rowan crowd also not very happy. Now down the field, DiDonato gets whistled for 1.
If they could snag the ball here, that would be really big for them.
Fox on the free hit. Guinan will play it off now. Guinan weaving through. And we'll go the opposite way. Here's a transition game for Christopher Newport. Madison Steele leads the charge, and Cavicchio makes a great stop.
As we've seen before, Bridget Guinan has some really nice sequences. She has good stick handling. We've seen her had some impressive looks.
A great stop by Rowan, and they're going to call a foul.
This crowd is getting into this game.
Paige Yoakum, who came off the bench for the injured Herman, gets whistled for 1. Again, another freshman coming in. And some key roles for Rowan. And that was 4:15 to go.
Well, thank God Christina Castagnola is back in the game.
Now it's all leveled once more. Player-wise, as Rowan looking to extend their 2-0 lead scored in the first quarter and then the third so far on the day, with under 4 minutes to go in this third quarter of action. Steele beats one defender. Steele winds up, shot out wide to the left. Looks like maybe she was trying to cross it in. Another player on the captain's squad trying to meet that, and nobody is home, just too much on that pass. And Christopher Newport has another chance that they cannot get a hold of.
See a lot of movement coming here for the sideline, and looks like Profs will have the ball here. They really got to send this deep, trying to find something. Julie Patron is working on the sideline, and it's just stolen away again.
And Christopher Newport is a team, Kyle, that they've played a lot of nationally ranked teams, 4 nationally ranked opponents throughout the entirety of the year, and that includes Salisbury twice. So having to face Salisbury, the #1 team in the nation, twice, that's got to be a daunting task. And then they hold up the task. They lost both contests, but they're in their championship, their coast-to-coast athletic conference that they play in their championship, they lost 2-0. They got the at-large bid because of how much their play throughout the year has just been at an elite level, having to play against that high competition. And so they did exactly what they needed to do, and they've had some key wins, and they also have lost a couple of times against nationally ranked opponents as well. But again, a very good, solid team all around, and these two teams haven't faced off in quite some time. But Rowan is showing why they are just one of the top-ranked teams in the country, #3. So many weapons on the year, and it's a 2-0 game.
Like Castagnola just trying to burn some clock here.
Smart move there from Castagnola, and now we go out of play, and Sabah, the senior midfielder for the captains, Fox off the pass, gives it right back up, and there we go, loose ball. Guinan, she'll get a free hit now.
They kind of got to come up with some type of game plan here. Oh, here it is.
Castagnola weaving through. Castagnola lost the handle, and it looks like foul get called on her. Castagnola, definitely the most aggressive player on this Profs roster, but you got to use that to your advantage when you have that leadership, that aggressiveness. That could be a real difference maker. You got to give it your all now. And Castagnola, she's been doing that. She's got 2 green cards on the day. Patron's got a green card, and nobody for the captains has had any cards yet. We can see that both teams are playing at a very aggressive pace. And now with under a minute to go, we'll see maybe if Rowan has one more last-second effort in them, but captains are going to have to move pretty far in field position-wise with under a minute to go.
Well, I mean, they're a fast-moving team, as we see here. They're going to really push. This defense is coming up. They're still having the ball for Christopher Newport, and she strikes it down, and it's recovered by the Profs.
Caviccio gives it right back up to the captains. A strike inside. Steele had it for a second. Now 34 seconds to go as the clock will stop. It's going to be a corner look for the captains with 34.1 to go in this third quarter, especially with the clock stopped. Christopher Newport, they're going to want to make the most of this time with the clock stopped. They have these seconds to get these looks now. This is going to be their 8th corner of the day. Hainsworth and net just done a great job. 8 saves on the year for Hainsworth. 8 saves on the day, excuse me, for Hainsworth. Up top. Now on the wing for the captains. The strike across there is the cross play. Still loose, and it is shoveled out by Rowan now with 15 seconds to go. A huge stop as the clock continues to wind in this third quarter.
I mean, that was overall great sequence. You saw how fast they got off the midfield line. They were sprinting, and Christopher Newport just took too long, and once the rest of your defenders are able to get there, it really becomes hard to get any type of goal or ball movement.
That will wrap things up for the third quarter of action here in Glassboro, New Jersey for the NCAA championships here on the campus of Rowan University, as the Rowan field hockey team has a 2-0 edge over Christopher Newport. The final 15 minutes of play will be coming up soon on Rowan Athletics. Returning back here on Rowan Athletics. Once again, thank you so much for joining us and watching along for the NCAA Field Hockey Championships in the Sweet 16 between Rowan and Christopher Newport here in Glassboro. The final quarter of action between these two squads. Rowan has the 2-0 advantage, playing a very aggressive and elite pace, but Christopher Newport, Kyle, they have had good looks. They've had chances. They've had strikes. But Hainsworth has done a fantastic job in net, Christopher Newport, you think if they're going to have to come back in this one down by 2 scores 15 minutes ago, they're going to have to start soon and play at a really aggressive pace throughout the entirety of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, this isn't any runaway yet for Rowan. It's only 2-0. Yes, they had the 2-goal lead. Yes, SNU has to get 3 goals to be able to start leading, but the Profs just got to play tight defense. They really got to be smart. You might see them later on. What they did in the last couple games is just go to the corner and try to run out clock.
And Rowan, this is a team that we know plays at an elite level offensively. 4.90 goals per game, which is 3rd in the NCAA in goals per game. And the defense for Christopher Newport also now only 17 goals allowed throughout the entirety of the year. Lily Kerr in goal, the freshman keeper, she's only allowed 10 goals on the year. I mean, that's just an astounding, or 11 goals, I should say now. That's, again, it's an astounding stat for this Christopher Newport team, who defensively has held strong. To give this Profs team only 2 goals, it's a nod to the defense. But Rowan, we know once they get hot, once they have their first goal, it's pretty hard to stop them once they kind of run away with it. Momentum-wise, they've had the edge.
We're going to keep seeing a lot of ball movement, a lot of fighting back and forth because, CNU has to be very aggressive here to just try to at least hopefully get a foul down in like the corner to gain that. But, these Rowan Profs know what they're going to do. That back line is so strong.
And this team had their first win in the NCAA tournament since 2013. So it's been a long time coming that Christopher Newport is going back into the tournament. That year in 2013, they made it to the Final Four. And kind of speaking of Final Four, Rowan made it to the Final Four last year. They're going to be hosting the Final Four and championships here just following weekend. Rowan would love to go back to the Final Four. Christopher Newport hasn't been there in a couple of years. So they haven't been there in a while. Would love to get it. But they're going to have to face the top of the top opponents and make come from behind victory if they want to get there again.
Just an awesome atmosphere for field hockey here. Awesome weather. It's November 12th, and it is 65, almost 70 degrees outside. We couldn't ask for a better home field advantage for the Profs right now, and they're really using it to help them.
Castignola shovels it. DiDonato gets it back outside the circle. DiDonato just trying to fling it through. Also, Morgan Mulvey comes in for Rowan. Mulvey, the senior forward and midfielder, but playing more towards up top right now. Just the 3rd player off the bench for both squads. Looking to attack now. Asuncion. And she's met with Cavicchio. Looks like Abby Asuncion, the 5'2" attacker, the senior from Virginia. She'll get the call. It's played back by the captains into the circle now. And it's going to be a foul, offensive foul there. Now with 11:35 to go, Rowan, they want to keep the shutout alive. But of course, winning, definitely what's on their mind right now. Stone plays it up to Patron.
Oh.
And now here comes the Profs. The transition game has been so strong in today's game.
You just fight the ball to get into the middle at least.
It was a really good pass. DiDonato just couldn't get a handle on it. The transition game, it seems like a Prof is always kind of leaking towards the outside. If you can get that long pass up ahead, it's almost one-on-one with the keeper, where Rowan does have the advantage just about passing and timing if they can get one through. Just another threat in this Profs team.
Yeah, CNU was doing it a lot earlier. We saw in the first, especially the first quarter, a lot of streakers would just start running down the field. So they were able to get some good looks down there, but Rowan has been able to kind of shut it down.
Asuncion now, she'll go down on the sidelines and inch towards the circle. Cavicchio's right there, and Asuncion and Cavicchio battling it out. And it goes against the foul right there, against the captain. So Caviccio doing a fantastic job defensively. Julie Patron, Julie Caviccio, first team, all NJAC. Abby Hainsworth, honorable mention. Michelle Andre, head coach of the year in the conference. Tess Herman, NJAC rookie of the year. Cassignola, midfielder of the year. So the awards keep going. Dee Donato, she's got 1 goal on the game. She leaves it for Mulvey.
Has multiple looks, a couple lanes.
Patron, nice stick handling. Patron settles it. She takes a high hack and it sails above the net.
It's almost like you're hoping that you're get a corner shot foul instead of actually, because these shots are just so hard to do. This goalie's so well, and that was a good look for Patron.
Patron just way too strong there. Got the look she wanted nonetheless. Guinan off the deflection, and it will go against Rowan right there.
I know they're trying to look for different passing lanes and trying to find someone that's open, but it's going to be very hard. So I would almost rather them just try to take these shots as hard and fast as possible instead of just trying to keep continually passing it around because the defense is so strong.
Dee Donato, a clean look there. And Pavlishin had a good look off the deflection, a SWAT save from Kerr. And then it will roll out of play. Guinan again. Guinan, she gets a bump. And Guinan doing it right herself there, Kyle. So she'll be rewarded, and the profs in general will get another corner opportunity, their first of this 4th quarter.
Yeah, I'm sure the profs would love to score a goal here, really get that 3-0 mark ahead, just keep moving that margin, but it's going to be tricky. Liz Fox, like we said, all season, all year, even in the playoffs, has been so good at finding the right person. We'll see if Patron is able to rifle this one through, or if they just kind of do a miscommunication pass around.
Fox gets ready with 11:41 to go in this final quarter of action. Fox, Castagnola. Castagnola takes the hack, and it dribbles just out wide to the right. That's the look they wanted right there, Kyle. Castagnola, she had so much room there. I mean, even if you give her an inch, she'll take a really good shot there, but Castagnola doesn't miss by much.
I mean, that's all you can really ask for by your offense. Just continue to pound shots in, and hopefully one of them lands off a mistake or just a really impressive shot.
Dee Donato, this time it goes to the low corner to the left out of play. So opposite corners for Rowan, trying to get it with the shots. I mean, Rowan, they're not missing by much coming into this game. 634 shots on goal percentage. That's a very high percentage as well. 16 shots today, 7 have been on target, and 2 have found the back of the net.
I mean, this clock is still running down. It's 7 minutes and 45 seconds and ticking. And having multiple shots on goal is just, it's what you want to see. Eventually one will land here with so many role players here.
Castagnola trying to feed it through. And the battle for on the far side, Rowan will get the advantage. There's a deflection. Patron comes out to help. And it's going to be another corner again for Rowan.
But this is what they want to see. They're continuing to get shots on goal, and that's I can't say it enough, because one of these will land.
If you're Rowan, you want to keep pounding shots and make Kerr come in. You have to make her make the play to have the stop. Kerr has just been an elite goalie as well for Christopher Newport. As a freshman, to have her step up to allow only 11 goals on the year and over 120 shots faced, she's done exactly what she needs to do and keep her team alive. Patron off the corner, gets batted down. Pavlishin chases after it. Pavlishin tries to shovel it through, and then the whistle will blow. And if you're Rowan with 7:05 to go, Kyle, you got to think you want to keep it in your offensive third, but make sure you're eating a bunch of clock as well, because you want this clock to keep rolling. You have the advantage, and offensively, it seems like everything has worked for them.
Yeah, if you're able to take around, I don't know, 25 seconds a sequence down, that would be huge for them to be able just to really chip away at that and not have to worry about defending goals.
I'll look there outside of the circle, and nobody could get a handle on it. Clock continues to run. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this fourth quarter. After this, we have the 6th-ranked Tufts University will take on number 5 Messiah here at 2 p.m. Glassboro, New Jersey again, and those two winners will face off on Sunday at 1 p.m. So back here again tomorrow. A very exciting weekend of field hockey nonetheless, but Christopher Newport has a chance right here, and Hainsworth makes another kick save. Hainsworth is racking them up throughout the entirety of this game.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the Profs are really getting back in their groove, kind of dominating the second half, getting to what we kind of know what this field hockey team is, and that's really good for them.
Castagnola went down for a second. Heard a couple of oohs and ahs from the crowd, but she is doing all right. Hainsworth's got 9 saves on the year, on this game. It's her highest of the year so far we've seen from Hainsworth. I should say it's one of the highest. She had 10 saves against Johns Hopkins, and then her career high saves came this year. She had 11 stops against TCNJ. That was on October 3rd. She had 11 saves on the day.
Here we go. We see some subs for CNU. But yeah, 5 minutes remaining here, still ticking away. Profs are kind of just leading the charge and just kind of taking this one home, hopefully.
And even from here on out, Kyle, even if Rowan does come out with the victory as it stands right now, we're still going to face some really good competition. But Pavlishin makes a nice move, and Pavlishin, she tries to chip it through. Kerr is there to make the stop. Pavlishin, time and time again, finds herself one-on-one with the keeper. Although she doesn't get the score, it's really good field position now for Rowan.
Yeah, now it's 4:29 and ticking, and you know, having those runs and continue these shots is just a recipe for success coming in here.
Across the field, Guinan takes a hack, and Bridget Guinan tallies it home. Low corner for the Profs. What a shot! Her 9th goal of the year. Now it's a 3-0 lead for Rowan.
Wow, what a sequence of events. Getting the ball, passing it. Bridget Guinan, like I said, unsung hero, scoring when she needs it most, and that's really going to be the icing on the cake for this Rowan Prof.
Guinan, she had some room to work with, and no matter who is on this Profs team, getting involved and scoring-wise, exactly what they need. And now with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go, Rowan putting it almost in cruise control here in Glassboro. Di Donato has it taken away, though, by Saba. And you can hear somebody from the crowd say, shoot it, and Guinan just rifled it across. As it looks like Kaviccia went down. She met with a couple of players there. Pratzner tries to play it across. And now with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go, it will go out of play, but Rowan extending their lead. They score in the first quarter, the third quarter, and again now here in the fourth quarter. They've done exactly what they needed to do. 18 shots on the day. You don't know how many more opportunities they're going to get in this tournament to have that many shots as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely huge for them. Bridget Guinan, like I said, great job, great strike, too.
3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Official had the clock stopped. And it looks like a foul was called, and it was a free hit by Rowan, but they give it right back up. Patron gets the takeaway.
So I'm assuming they're just going to start playing takeaway and just going to play it in the corner, kind of just dribble it around past their players and try to keep it all on offense for the rest of the game.
Patron, Pavlishin now. Pavlishin, some good stick handling there. And Pavlishin plays it across the middle of the circle, and it's out of Castagnola's reach. 2:45 to go. Christopher Newport's going to need some rapid-fire opportunities. They want to even have a chance, but with 2:35 to go, Rowan, they've got to eat some clock. We saw them do that the last time they played CCNJ. They had the 1-0 advantage. It was a penalty stroke in the third quarter, and DiDonato set up that play, and Patron was able to rifle it home. And then Profs just, there on that, they were running into the corner, they were showing it off, some good handling work. Right now, you had the lead, so a goal would be a quick kind of erasure of time for if you're the Profs, you want to take some long strides, some long strokes up ahead, and really eat up this clock.
Yeah, I mean, it was just about 2 minutes remaining and ticking. They're just going to try to play keep away, and hopefully Abby Hainsberg can continue her shutout so far.
And right on cue, a look from Assumption, who tried to play it across, but again, another foul that's not go in favor of Christopher Newport with 1:45 to go.
I mean, I'm sure the rest of the tournament that's here in Glassboro, watching online on the stream or practicing around, I'm sure they want this Rowan Prof team. They are scared of this team. This team has put a staple in field hockey for the NJAC, for this league, and hopefully for a championship.
Castagnola! There is another score by this Rowan Profs squad. Even in the fourth quarter, they extended 4-0. What a way. That's going to put a stamp on this game. Christina Castagnola, now she gets her 20th goal of the year, and she slams down her stick after that one. That'll seal the deal, even with 1:24 to go. This Profs team, they are feeling now in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it started off a little slow, little balanced attack, and now they just kind of ran with it. Those second half adjustments by Michelle Andra really exploded this team on offense, and here we go. It's just winding down.
1:24 to go. And now Rowan will continue to roll in this tournament. I mean, home field advantage is just a huge factor. You've got to think they want to play here in Glassboro. They want to surpass the Elite Eight, make it to the championships, which they weren't able to do. They lost to Middlebury, who eventually won the championship. Middlebury has been a dominant force in D3 hockey for years and years, and that would be somebody that Rowan obviously can face again. Salisbury, again, those are the top three teams, Rowan being number 3. So it could really come down. It could be very exciting. It seems like Rowan at the right time. They have just gotten so much stronger as the season has really gone on.
I mean, it feels like Rowan can play anywhere. I mean, their record away is amazing, and even at home is so much better. We see Castagnola.
It's got to be some frustration there from the captains. A yellow card will get awarded. It looks like to Morgan Arthur. 45 seconds left to go. Now Castagnola into the corner.
And here we see it just playing time away. 35 seconds left.
Rowan is shaping up at the right time. They are piecing things together, doing exactly what they need to do to continue to play at this elite level. And Christopher Newport, they hung in there for a while, Kyle. They were going neck and neck with Rowan, especially in that first half, but coming out of the halftime break, Rowan just completely dominated the game. And again, we'll walk away with a victory here in Glassboro as the clock will wind down and strike 0 as the Profs are moving on to the Elite 8 of the NCAA championships for field hockey. They take down number 16 Christopher Newport here in Glassboro and continue to roll a 4-0 victory over Christopher Newport for the Rowan Profs. Kyle, what a strong offensive performance for Rowan.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like we said, quick balance game earlier, halftime adjustments, they really took this away. This Rowan team is ready to face anyone for the rest of the tournament, especially defending their home turf. Go Profs.
On the day, Castagnola 2 goals, Guinan with 1 goal, DiDonato with a goal, and 19 shots on the day, 4 goals to show for it. They come up with the victory. Christopher Newport, 11 shots, 9 on target, but no goals. Kerr did a fantastic job, 4 saves, 4 goals allowed though, but Abby Hainsworth, how about her job in net? 9 saves and 11 shots faced as Rowan. Fantastic job to close out the day as they seal the deal here in Glassboro, 4-0, and are moving on to the Elite 8. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Caraguno, joined alongside Kyle Hughes. It has been a pleasure, but we've got more field hockey coming coming up tomorrow. There's a game coming on in just about an hour here in Glassboro, and then the winner of that game, Tufts and Messiah, will face off against Rowan here tomorrow once again. So your final here from Glassboro, 4-0 win for Rowan over Christopher Newport. Rowan now 20-1 on the year. 4-0 win. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.